Did you know that radio never paid artists for the music that they played? That's right, when you would hear.
Yeah, and he's right. TikTok is kind of where things are at. In my opinion, there are two ways that people are getting their media, and one of those ways is more exclusive to kids because it's in gaming, which is Fortnite. Fortnite has so many dances and songs in there, but in a way, TikTok feeds that. For example, I've only been playing Fortnite for a bit now, but this is relevant because there is a creator in here, I think it's called Adam Rose or Adam Rowe, I forget his name right now, but he's always in the blue cardigan. He did dances to songs that he was doing, and one of those got picked up by Fortnite. Epic Games picked it up, and then they started promoting that, and then he got paid as a result of that, and it became kind of a viral thing for a while. But a lot of other songs, even older ones, are getting picked up from aging catalogs, and they're being given new life by being presented to a whole new audience. TikTok does the same thing. It's providing exposure that they can't pay for. Universal should be paying for some of that exposure, but they're not. They're fine getting the exposure for free. They're absolutely fine with that. But they expect to also get paid for getting that exposure, which is really ridiculous. And he mentions in the video I stitched about radio, how the agreements were there. This is where things are at now. People are going to share audio and music. Music should be allowed, and I'm going to keep saying this until somebody provides me a good reason why it would not work and why it shouldn't work. But if you're streaming games on Twitch, if you're making videos on YouTube, if you're making videos on TikTok, you should not be charged for creating that content or prevented from using that music unless you're making money off of it, right? So for example, if I started putting licensed music in these videos and I'm not making any money off of them, then there should be nothing that stops me from really using that music unless I'm doing hateful things, right? If I'm doing hateful things, then no, I should be barred from using that music. But for people dancing in videos on TikTok that aren't making any money, that's free exposure for these labels. And it really is ridiculous they're doing this. In addition, if you start making money, yeah, a small percentage of the cut should be provided to the labels. It should be provided to the labels because you're using that and you're making money. But it should not be high. I said before, if you have, if you made $10,000 in a month, they should be only allowed to take about 5%. It should be different for content creators than it is for other items because content creators are a different class of producer when it comes to content creation, right? They don't have the professional setup behind. Now, if it's shown that they're starting to do professional setups, maybe that percentage should increase, but you shouldn't be going after your users for using your music. You shouldn't. They should be able to use it in creative projects. This is a sign that the business model of media is out of date, has not caught up with the times, and that the executives running this are out of touch with how marketing works. You are going to catch a lot more customers by allowing them to use this content, a ton more, than you are by doing this. What you are showing the people that are using your content is that they should be pirating your content. Hands down. That's what you're showing them. You're basically saying that if they don't adhere to exactly what you want and you're unwilling to change, then you'll just take away what they want. And that's fine. We don't live in that world anymore, though. Just as I've said in other stuff, boycotts don't work as well. Like, what are we going to do? Boycott Universal Music Group? As well as those things don't work anymore, the tactics that these companies use don't work anymore. They're out of date. And so this should backfire. Now, other labels have found a way to work with TikTok. Universal's the one being greedy here, and their demands make no sense. I did a video earlier. Please go check that out. They're having some problems. Those videos are having problems getting exposure. I think it's because of the content matter and because the algorithm is not happy with me because I made so many videos. But no. We have to stop what is happening right now, and we need to get a clear message out to Universal Music Group. I'm going to tag them in here. I know it's probably going to cost me the video because anytime I tag these bigger labels, it seems to make the algorithm dislike what I'm doing, but I'm going to put it in there anyway because hopefully somebody sees this. As I've said in other videos, for each of these industries, there is a way for them to make more money. There is a way for them to sustain what they're doing and do even better, and it benefits everybody, but they're not interested in that because that's not how these executives think. There are tons of things they could be doing that they are just not doing. And what's going to happen is they're going to alienate the relationship between these platforms so much so they're going to spite themselves out of billions of dollars. And that's billions. We're not joking around. I could put that number out without even having to back it up with any fact right now because I know it's in the billions. Just looking at what content creators want to do and could be doing and how much money could be made. Universal, as well as other labels, are leaving money sitting on the table. And I just can't believe it. If you were somebody that's in Universal Music Group and you want to know what you should do, contact me. As I always say, this information will not be free. And I think that adds validity to this because if I was giving away for free, it'd be ridiculous and dumb. This is valid information that could definitely prop up all platforms and change the way music is sold, handled, and created, everything. But you guys have to be willing to update what you're doing. But until then, enjoy doing this and pissing off everybody that likes the content that you're trying to push.